Liver fat hepatic steatosis, do you have it? Liver fat affects 1 in every 4 Americans according to estimates. Since it's a silent disease that often has no symptoms, you might have it without knowing. Worse, some foods you consider healthy could be causing the disease. Today, I'm going to show you the top 5 foods that cause liver disease. And it will surprise you. One such food is considered detoxifying but can cause severe damage to your liver. Although liver fat usually doesn't show symptoms, it's serious and marks the beginning of severe liver problems such as cancer and cirrhosis. It's a warning for various diseases including diabetes. But how can you tell if you have liver fat, what's causing it, and how to reverse it in a few weeks? In this video, I'll answer all these questions and show you which tests you need to take to determine if you have liver fat and to what extent. I'll discuss why this condition is so serious despite the lack of due attention, as it usually presents no symptoms. And finally, the most important thing, how to reverse this condition. Yes, it's possible to reverse hepatic steatosis in just a few weeks and in a very simple way. So, let's get started. First, tests. Well, obviously you go to your doctor, seek your doctor, and get your checkup done. Then there are 2 basic tests to check for liver issues. First, a series of tests known as a liver panel. This includes ALT, albumin, and lactate levels. Depending on the results, your doctor will evaluate, but more importantly, you should have an ultrasound of the liver. Through the ultrasound you can determine the degree of your hepatic steatosis. It could be grade 1, which is milder, grade 2, more moderate and concerning, or grade 3, and so on. An ultrasound allows you to assess this. It's necessary to undergo these tests regularly, so I recommend adding them to your routine checkup starting at age 40 or 45 at least once a year to evaluate your liver function. But even if you're young and overweight, especially with visceral fat, I suggest checking your liver's condition, and even in children, hepatic steatosis or fat in the liver is increasingly common. Yes, I will explain why this is happening and why liver fat is so serious. Our liver is a vital organ. It's the primary organ responsible for detoxifying our body. Everything we consume is metabolized in the liver. The beer we drink on the weekend, it's the liver that purifies it. The medicines we take and the entire energy metabolism are processed in our liver. It also stores various important nutrients such as vitamin B12, iron, and the fat-soluble vitamins A, D, and K. Therefore, it's a noble organ. When it becomes inflamed, it starts to accumulate fat within the hepatocytes, the liver cells, leading to a range of problems. Weight gain, since your metabolism is compromised, the beginning of insulin resistance, which can lead to diabetes in the future, and chronic inflammation, which affects our entire body. This ongoing inflammation can lead to various chronic and degenerative diseases over time. So you see, it's a silent syndrome that has no symptoms but is extremely dangerous. Why is my liver accumulating fat? What's the cause? Well, there are 3 main causes, because number 1, you've probably heard of it, alcoholic hepatic steatosis. People who drink daily, chronic ethanol users, and alcoholics have this syndrome. Alcohol is a toxic substance, and who's responsible for clearing all the toxic substances we ingest? The liver. It performs the detox function. This excess alcohol enters our liver, where an enzyme called alcohol dehydrogenase converts it into acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde is even more toxic, but this conversion is necessary for the alcohol to be eliminated. This extreme toxicity leads to inflammation in our liver, resulting in hepatic steatosis. Cause number 2, another major cause is the overuse of medications. People are taking too many medications. It's like having a shoebox full of drugs, medication to sleep, medication to be happy, then something for pain, and then something else to protect the stomach from all the other drugs. It's a lot, and that's why it's essential to stay in constant communication with your doctor to ensure you're not taking certain medications just to deal with the side effects of others. This evaluation needs to be done by your doctor, because number 3, one of the significant causes of steatosis is dietary hepatic steatosis. You may be thinking, I don't drink, I don't take medications, and I have hepatic steatosis. Why? Or worse, my nephew who's 9 or 10 years old has hepatic steatosis. It's dietary steatosis. Certain foods are extremely toxic to our liver, and I'll introduce the top 5 here. First, as you might have guessed, it's sugar. Sugar not only leads to weight gain, which in itself is an inflammatory process, but it is also made up of 2 molecules, glucose and fructose. Glucose can be used by muscles, the brain, the intestines, and various other organs, but not fructose. It is primarily metabolized by the liver and to a lesser extent by the kidneys and intestines, but not much. 95% of it can only be processed by the liver. In excess, when there's too much for the liver to use, it accumulates as fat, leading to hepatic steatosis. So, if you're overindulging in sugar, it might be the cause of your hepatic steatosis. Second, the second food that contributes to hepatic steatosis is similar to the first: processed foods. Processed foods include frozen meals, cream-filled cookies, and everything that comes packaged. If you look at the label, you'll see it written: corn syrup, glucose syrup, fructose syrup. What are these sugars? High fructose corn syrup. There's fructose again, which is extremely toxic to the liver. So processed foods contain a large amount of fructose. You might wonder why you don't taste sweetness in some of these foods. It's because they also add salt to balance out the sweet taste. Both syrups, like high fructose corn syrup and sugar as well as salt, enhance flavor, so they add both, and you don't realize the large amount present. Ketchup, for example, contains a significant amount of sugar, which you don't notice because it's combined with salt. Third, soda, which also contains fructose. Soda is sweetened with high fructose corn syrup. Some people consume up to 2 liters of soda a day. Of course, this will affect your liver. Fourth, you won't believe the last one. It will surprise you. But the fourth is fruit juice, especially boxed fruit juice. What sugar is in fruit? Fructose. And when you juice fruit, you remove the fibers, most of the nutrients, and concentrate the sugar, which is mostly fructose. Again, this leads to inflammation in your liver. Boxed juice is even worse. Natural juice is also high in fructose but less harmful than boxed juice. Opt for less sweet fruit juices like passion fruit or lemon. Fifth, and finally, pay close attention to what I'm about to tell you: green tea. Many people vouch for green tea. Green tea is great, it's an antioxidant, it's stimulating, it helps protect the liver, but too much green tea is extremely toxic to the liver. What's happening? If you only drink green tea in the morning and afternoon, there's no problem. But what are people doing? They drink green tea in the morning, then brew more to drink throughout the day, then take a green tea supplement capsule, and maybe also a green tea-based weight loss product. By the end of the day, the amount of green tea consumed is enormous, and this excessive quantity can be extremely toxic and cause severe inflammation in the liver. While these cases are rare, some people have had to be rushed to the hospital with chronic liver inflammation. Green tea is excellent but should be consumed in moderation, just like everything else. How to reverse fatty liver. If you've been diagnosed with grade 1, grade 2, or grade 3 steatosis, you may wonder how to regenerate your liver or reverse the condition. The good news is that the liver has an amazing capacity for regeneration, so it can recover within a few weeks. The first thing to do during this period is to abstain from alcohol completely, not even on weekends. Let's wait for your liver to return to normal. Afterward, you can drink in moderation. So stop consuming alcohol during the liver's regeneration process, stop eating junk food, cut out sugar and processed foods. Focus on real food. What is real food? Plants and animals. Stick to plants and animals for about 4 weeks and you'll see how your liver improves. Physical exercise also greatly aids in the detoxification process because it creates an energy demand and the liver will use that stored fat to meet this energy requirement. And finally, intermittent fasting is an excellent detox tool. If you think you can't do intermittent fasting, what should you do? No problem, try to extend the intervals between meals. Don't eat every 3 hours. Constant insulin release can inflame your liver, so longer intervals between meals can help a lot. If you abstain from alcohol, processed foods, and sugar, give yourself longer eating intervals, and exercise within 6 to 7 weeks, your liver can be much better, possibly returning to normal very quickly. The liver regenerates very fast. Folks, I hope you found this video helpful and enjoyable. Don't forget to share, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.